ultimatum issued by ADC to P2B and other politicians to decamp to ADC without further delay. Of course, they made it look as if the ultimatum was to all the politicians who have committed to join or work with the ADC in 2027. But this is targeted directly at P2B. It betrays how desperate they've become. Atiku Abubakar attended the meeting where the ultimatum was issued, so as El-Rufai, Rotimi Amaechi, and other politicians. Like already said, it betrays how desperate they've become. Is political party a cult where you issue ultimatums to prospective members to join immediately, like setting a time frame, or what are they trying to tell Nigerians? Since Nigeria's history, this might be the first time a political party is issuing ultimatum to prospective members. What does that say? It shows they have an agenda. How can the political party that is trying to convince Nigerians that they are a better alternative compared to APC and Tinubu, how can they not set things right? You are a new party that is trying to convince Nigerians that you are a better alternative, but you are not doing things the way you are supposed to do it. Before we analyze all this, let's see the ultimatum they issued to P2B and also the reply by P2B. After that, we will analyze everything. Rising from the ADC National Caucus meeting held in Abuja, the ADC National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi said, the coalition has rested everything concerning the ADA. That means they are not interested in the registration or otherwise of the association. Though final order has been given to all members to resign membership of other political parties, the caucus was silent on the timeline. All the presidential aspirants have agreed to support whoever wins the primaries election. P2B didn't attend this caucus meeting of the ADC because he's currently in the US, but the national coordinator of the Obedient Movement, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, quickly replied ADC. Posting on his verified X handle, he said, "Reply, ultimatum to Mr. P2B by the African Democratic Congress ADC. Our attention has been drawn to the recent statement released by the African Democratic Congress ADC concerning the resolutions of the coalition and our role within it. We wish to restate our position clearly. While we remain fully committed to the vision of the coalition and acknowledge the adoption of the ADC as the coalition platform, it is on record that His Excellency Mr. P2B aligned with the coalition's position after the Anambra State governorship election, extending to the 2027 general elections. This adoption and pronouncement were made publicly by the party. We are therefore concerned as to why the resolution is now being altered midway into the agreement. P2B, as a leader with a broad constituency, has always taken time to consult widely before making major political decisions. He did so before joining the coalition, and he must also do so before responding to any ultimatum. As the Obedient Movement being part of the main consulting bloc, we are particularly concerned about how the party intends to zone its presidential ticket. Considering that the presidency is currently held by the South, issues of equity and fairness must guide such decisions if the party truly aims to secure victory in 2027 elections. We are equally interested in how the party zones its principal offices within the coalition, as this will ensure justice, fairness, and inclusivity, factors that will enable us to mobilize effectively across the country. It must be emphasized that P2B is not desperate to be president of Nigeria. His ultimate mission is to see Nigeria work, to lift people out of poverty, to improve the economy, education, healthcare, and security. These were the reasons he joined the coalition in the first place, targeted towards good governance, which are the core values of the Obedient Movement. Even a political neophyte can smell what is going on from very far away. Atiku Abubakar wants to achieve what he couldn't achieve in 2023. He wanted P2B to deputize him like he did in 2019. But P2B pulled out after he saw that PDP wanted to support another northerner to succeed a northerner who already spent 8 years. It wasn't fair in 2023, and it is still not fair today or in 2027. So what are they talking about? Many people have said that ADC is mostly dominated by PDP politicians. If you look at this photo, you will see that David Mark, a former PDP member, is now the interim chairman. Many of them have changed parties twice, but they mostly started out in PDP. Someone like Rotimi Amechi used to be a PDP member before he went to APC and now back in ADC. So the picture is clear. They want Peter Obi to decamp to the party so that his conscience will start biting him. He will start looking at his reputation. I decamped to another party and I'm now jumping back to another party. That wouldn't look good to someone like Peter Obi, who obviously cares about his reputation. Yes. So what they are trying to do is, they know that Peter Obi is very popular, but they don't want to give him that ticket. They want to give the ticket to Atiku Abubakar, making sure that Peter Obi will not be on the ballot. So many might be wondering why a political party that is presenting itself as a better alternative to Tinubu and APC will be actively working against its best interest just because they want to support a man who will be 81 years old in 2027. It doesn't make any sense that they claim that they are better, but they are doing things the same way. If you think this one is shocking, wait till you hear this. Some of them, especially those that support Atiku Abubakar in the ADC, some of them that feel or can listen to the argument that the presidential ticket must be zoned to the south at this time. Do you know what they say? They say that if the ticket must be zoned to the south at this time, that it is better to give it to Goodluck Jonathan instead of Peter Obi. As you can see here, Goodluck Jonathan is already fraternizing with them. Goodluck Jonathan is busy weighing his options. This is for those who keep saying he hasn't made any statement declaring that he's going to run in 2027. No, he's never going to release any statement. He will be busy walking on the ground, holding meetings, making sure everything is right before he would declare. Is he in the race? Yes, he's actually in the race for 2027 presidential election. So what is very clear here is that they want Peter Obi's supporters, his platform, but they don't want him on the ballot. They don't want him on the ticket. Many might be asking why. The reason is very simple. It is because if you look at what Peter Obi stands for, he's their nightmare. Peter Obi will make sure that all political jobbers will be out of jobs. They will be forced to work or seek a job like the rest of us. Yes, these people live off politics. Also, Peter Obi represents a new order. Many politicians don't like that new order. They want someone who will maintain the old order. In other words, they are criticizing Tinubu and APC today simply because they are not the ones in power. They are not the ones involved in the corruption. That's why they are criticizing them. If these types somehow find themselves in power, they will continue the same thing. They will continue where Tinubu stopped. Yes. Nigerians must always remember that it was the corruption in PDP that brought APC to power and by extension brought us to where we are today. Yes, the economy was better under PDP, under Goodluck Jonathan, but it still doesn't excuse the corruption. So the question is, are we supposed to go back to Egypt or are we supposed to go to the promised land? Well, the answer to the question is very clear, except people want to be political. Just like ADC members are being political. They don't want to declare zoning. They want to cage a popular politician. And when he comes to ADC, they will now say, the primaries will be thrown open. Whoever wins it, we will support that person. They will now conduct a bazaar where they will bid with dollars, not even in naira, and hand the ticket to Atiku Abubakar. They will now say, Peter Obi feels he's popular, but he's not popular. He didn't even win presidential primaries. You hear takes like, why is Obi running away? Why doesn't he want to face other candidates in a presidential primaries? This is just propaganda. How do you face someone when he's out there with millions of dollars to buy delegates and win? It does not make any sense. Not that Obi and his allies cannot match Atiku Abubakar, but why waste millions of dollars just to buy a presidential ticket? Once you are paying for the presidential ticket, it means that when you get to power, you must recover your investment. Yes, it has become an investment. And whoever invests money is hoping to reap benefits. Yes, that's the reality. To all you politicians, to all you Nigerians that always feel, we need someone to dish out money in campaigns, we need someone that will give us money and do this and do that. No, the more the person spends the money, the more likely he is to be corrupt when he gets to power. The more likely he is to seek to recover his investments when he gets to power. This is how it works. No one is Father Christmas. You don't expect someone to spend millions of dollars just to get to the presidency and he will look away. He wouldn't be corrupt. He wouldn't try to recover that money. He wouldn't try to steal more money to recover the millions of dollars. It doesn't make any sense. So all Nigerians must make sure that they help a politician who they trust. They have absolute confidence in that politician that he will do the right thing when he gets to power. What they need to do is to support that politician financially and otherwise, whatever they think they can do to make sure the politician wins. That's exactly what Nigerians must do. When you are doing this, you are reducing the chances of that politician being corrupt in office.
So P2B just replied to the ADC ultimatum. Join us now or the door closes. But let us be honest. Is that democracy or political blackmail? An obey condition of zoning. That is where the real danger is. Because listen, zoning was meant to balance Nigerian diversity. But today it has become a weapon in the hands of political jobbers. And who benefits most? Bola Tinubu and his crew. They thrive on division. They feed on ethnic bargaining. The more you pander, the stronger they get. That is why this game of join us or else is counterproductive. You do not weaken Tinubu by playing up his role. You embolden him. When you treat political jobbers like soft gloves, they come back harder and they do the worst. The counter narrative is simple. Nigeria are tired of ultimatum, tired of jobbers, politics, tired of leaders who think power is on entitlement. This is no longer about North versus South, nor Igbo versus Yoruba. 2027 will be a battle between old Nigeria and new Nigeria, and whosoever clings to the old rules will lose. If Obi truly wants changes, he cannot be boxed into zoning ultimatum. He must stand firm for competence, justice, and fairness, because pandering to the system does not destroy it or sustain it. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.